Well, good evening. We are starting a session this evening that we're going to be doing in our counseling. This is part of our record keeping. We are going to be interviewing tonight Elizabeth Johnson. She has come to us for some counseling, and she knows it is being recorded, of course, with her knowledge and her wherewithal. I just want to start by just saying thank you for coming to the counseling session, Elizabeth, and I know that it's been hard for you and a lot of the things that have been going on in your life recently within the last couple of months. And as we go through this process, we're going to allow God to just be able to heal you, and you'll be able to get some tools out of the different things that you learn in these sessions. And we hope and pray. And off camera, we have my wife, who, if you just want to just shout or just give a holler, just kind of just say hello, just for the recording, Pastor Trish.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Everything going good. One of the reasons we have Pastor Trish here is that we have a female counselee that's going to be with us tonight, and somebody that is of the opposite sex. So we always want to have accountability in what we are doing. But we just want to start by saying we're very proud of the progress that you've made, and you've gone through a lot of stuff in your life. And I want you, just if you wouldn't mind, just if you could give us just a little bit of background of maybe what's going on in your life, and at this time, some of the things that may be happening. And I just want to start by saying, are you able? You had some issues with some housing, and so we want to know, if were you able to straighten those things out?
Yes.
You were. Everything good?
Mm-hmm.
Were you able to find an apartment of your own or anything, or what were some of the things? Where are you staying now? I know that you had been staying at the homeless shelter a couple of weeks back, and I don't know. Have you been able to straighten that issue out?
I straightened it out. Yes, I have. I'm staying with Pastor Larry and Pastor Trish.
Okay, so they've taken you into their home at this time.
Yes.
How is that coming along?
Well.
Good, good. I know that you had that there are some things that you actually have going on good. I know you're here for counseling. I know that you are that you've been writing some, and I didn't know, is that in school? I know you're in your last year in school. Has that progressed?
Yes, it has.
It has. I know that you had told me earlier when we talked about having this counseling session that you were interested in going on to study at a college or university. Is there any college or university that maybe you're looking at going to or anything?
I'm looking forward to going to OSU.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Have you had any offers from them, or I thought I heard somewhere in there that you had went to go visit the campus a couple of weeks ago.
I have.
You have? What did you think of the university?
Big, huge.
What, huge? Yeah. Are you an OSU fan, or that's just where you're going to be going?
No, that's fine. I'm an OSU fan.
Oh, okay. And not Oregon State, right?
No.
Ohio State.
Ohio State,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. We're just making sure for the record that OSU is what it is. And well, that's good. I know one of the main things when we had gotten ready to plan this session was that you had stated that you were having some real hard issues dealing with some issues with your father. Did you want to just touch on them just real quick? These are just for our private records, and they're not for anybody else. You said that you had some issues with your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel comfortable in maybe expanding on them a little bit, Elizabeth?
Just that my dad has abandoned me when I was young, and that's there's a lot of stuff been going on, things like that. So.
Have you been in touch with your father or anything recently?
Not recently, no.
No, not recently. Has it been a while? You haven't heard anything on how he may be doing or anything, or nothing good or bad?
Nope.
Or you haven't? Do you have any siblings or anything?
I do.
You do? Okay. Do you have any sisters or brothers or anything?
Twin brothers.
Twin brothers. Oh, I have twin sisters. Isn't that what a coincidence, huh? Okay. So are they older or younger than you?
They're younger.
Younger. Okay. Okay. And are they a lot of years between you and your brothers, or just a couple of years?
Just about 2.5.
Oh, just about 2.5 years. Oh, okay. So you guys are fairly close in time. One of the topics I wanted to touch on today was when you had recently spoken. When I asked if you said you had some issues with your dad, I noticed that you really started getting nervous. Does that bother you when you speak on your dad sometimes?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we want to be very careful and we want to be very positive when we talk about that. I want to be to you because I understand, I can see through your body language that that was a sensitive topic, and you haven't heard how your dad is doing, or is does you don't know any place where he lives or anything
No.
that nature. So he's just basically been in the wind and everything. Well, sometimes when we have issues of abandonment, one of the first things that we want to do is that we have a low self-esteem about ourselves, because we say, well, maybe it was my fault as to why that person left. And have you ever had any of those type of feelings, like maybe it might be your fault that you did something that caused your dad for you to leave? Well, I want to say one thing, that it's normal for you to think that, but I also want to let you know, Elizabeth, that you didn't do anything wrong, because as a small child, there's nothing that a small child can do that can cause a child, a parent, to abandon them in any way, shape, or form. You said your dad basically abandoned you when you were very young, and were you in school, or were you basically very small? Like under 5 years old? Okay. Well, there's nothing, as you well know, most of the time when you're not even in school, you're just learning how to walk and learning how to eat and read, and learning really how to change your clothes and brush your teeth at a young age, and learning how to do those things at early in your life. That I want to tell you that you didn't do anything wrong, and that sometimes we internalize those things as adults, and they go into our life, and we carry this baggage with us. But I want to relax you, and by letting you know and affirming you that just some of the good things that I've heard from the pastors at the church that you're staying with, that they haven't said anything private about you, but they always speak well of you. Pastor Trish always speaks very highly of you, and Pastor Larry, they always just say what a joy it is to have you in their home and for you to be with them. And I know that as we get going on this first session, I want to let you know that communication and getting it out of you, sometimes the things that are inside of you, they can be, it can be cathartic, and it can be just sometimes just getting it out, and just having somebody to talk to will often help in different areas of your life. And so I'm glad, and we're proud of you, and our staff is, that you've come forward. And I'm glad to hear that you're looking at getting a scholarship at Ohio State, and I'm sure that you're going to enjoy that very much. And you don't have to travel far. You'll still be able to be nearby where your base of support is at. And so we want to let you know that in this first session that we're excited to see the progress that you're going to make. And ultimately, you will be doing the steps. All that me and my wife will be doing is that we will just be giving you the tools, because it's just like a carpenter that has the tools on his tool belt. We're going to be adding tools to your mental and to your spiritual tool belt. And as we do those things, we want to let you know that, it's just like anything. A carpenter is only as good as the tools that he has, right? If you have a bunch of lumber and you need it cut up, what do you need to have as one of your tools? And you have lumber and you need to cut it up. What do you think a carpenter might need?
Saw.
A saw. And if he doesn't have a saw, he can't really get far, can he? Or if he's got the wood that he's cut up with the saw, but yet he has nails, but then he doesn't have a hammer, do you think he's able to complete the job? No, he can't. You see how you need all the different tools? You need the saw, then you need the hammer, then you need the nails to nail it in, and then you begin to build something in your life. And that is what we're going to be doing in the following counseling sessions, is that we're going to be building something in your life as we move forward in different things of this nature. And we want to let you know that you can relax, you can take it easy. We're in transition, so what we're going to be doing, we're going to be getting some chairs. Not too easy, because then if you relax in them too much, then you may fall asleep in a session, and we don't want that to happen. Now, you see, and so we just want to, as we go forward in this, that we are going to collaborate together. We'll be giving you the tools, and then we'll be training you and teaching you to use those tools, because we can't just give it to you, give you something and tell you to do it if you don't know how to operate it. And we want you to operate it safely. When we give you the tools of self-esteem, when we give you the tools of ownership, of mental stability, the tools of getting some closure with the issue that goes on with your father, we want to be able to work through those issues that you have, and issues of abandonment and different things. Now, I know a lot of parents, when they abandon their children, they abandon them. Most of the time, they have issues to deal with the courts, or crime, or different things that they've done, or maybe some substance abuse, or some inability to keep a job. Do you know if your father had faced any of those issues as to why maybe he abandoned you? Not that you know of? Okay. It's kind of foggy. He just left at an early age, and different things, and those things happen, and like I said, we don't want you to have any blame or have any in that. We want let me tap this right here. That's our timer to let us know as we're getting close to closing out this session in the next couple of minutes. We wanted to just say that we're wanting to start the process. As things begin to come out, Elizabeth, I want you to be ready, that you may say, well, I'm only going to come in here for a couple of sessions and different things, and then I'm going to be okay. But as time goes on, let's take it one session at a time. What do you say about that? That we just take it one session at a time, and we go from there. And then if more things come out, then they come out in the sessions, and my wife and I, she'll be there for you. We're going to give you our phone number. Before you leave, you're going to have all the information that you need to be able to get a hold of us. We want to keep the same scheduled time. We want to stay on the timer. As you heard the timer go off, we do have other clients, so we want to make good use of our time. And so at this time, this will be concluding our session. Once again, this is client Elizabeth Johnson, and we are ending the session for this time at this point, and we are going to close it out. And we want to thank you once again for coming out to our session for this first time. This was just mainly a session where what we do is we just kind of break the ice, and you get to know who I am, you get to know who my wife is, and we'll go from there. And we're expecting to see great things. When you walk away from here, just know we don't want you to think that these are all confidential, state law bonded things that we keep. This video will remain under lock and key, and is simply for our own purposes of research and clinical study to help better you in this situation. Okay? At this time, this concludes this session, and thank you, and good night.